Hello, everyone. My name is Raushan, and welcome to another episode of Sasta Podcast. Every time I think that this will not continue, I somehow find a guest. And thank you to my friend Priya, who accepted my invitation to come here. So, thank you so much, Priya. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for inviting me also.
Before we continue it,
Okay.
I want you to introduce yourself for the audience.
Hi, I'm Priyadarshini Sa and I'm in my final year of college studying history and polity. I'm from Siwan, Bihar. Out of my academics, I like reading and traveling. That's it.
Actually, we are meeting, I guess, after 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
Around three,
it's
3
been
years.
3 years.
3 years. So, how has been life, and like where have you been living all this time?
It has been great. It was busy and challenging, a lot of studying. I was in Delhi for over a year now, and it was great. The talking about the city was full of energy, and there is a lot to explore. And
Yes.
you can have in cheap prices books and
Clothes.
clothes. Yeah. So uh, actually, I'm primarily there for my studies, so I didn't get much time to explore the city. But yeah, somehow sometimes we manage to go some places on weekends and holidays. So it's been great so far.
Like to whomever I talk, they talk about Delhi in a very romantic manner. That there you can explore places, especially people who belong to Bihar,
Okay.
like people like us. We don't have much to explore here,
Yeah.
especially in Sivan. So, in comparison to your life in Sivan, what are the difference there? So
Actually, I'm the person who avoid crowd and people. So I don't go to explore the city, or I mean, I don't like visiting places and move here and there. But yeah, talking about the city, in comparison of Siwan in Delhi, it was, of course, it is a metro city, and uh you have busy and fun life together.
Yes.
Like in morning time you go for corporate job if people, and in night they go clubbing and all. So of course it is different. And also one thing I noticed there, that people are so practical in life. Like we here, if you go outside, they are, I mean, the eyes on you, you feel like.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there are people that they don't care about you, what you're doing, they're so practical. And I like that thing.
I
Yeah.
think people are busier there. They care about
Yeah,
themselves,
they,
right?
yes.
And it's a good thing. Like especially if you see the culture in our villages, they try to
Yeah.
poke their noses everywhere, right? Like it is part of everywhere you go. There are people like that. But living in a town or in a city, it's a huge difference. All right, Priyadarshini. I remember our time in our classes, unanswered classes, English word,
Yes.
where when we were in class 11th and 12th, we studied literature together, and we were part of this spoken class. So do you remember? And do you remember? Like, is there any time where you think about those days?
Actually, I remember there is some chapter going on, and sir told me to introduce myself, and I was blank there. Oh my god, I can't even introduce myself. But next day I came by preparation and I do it. Then sir told me to join the spoken class, and
You did it.
that it goes.
I think similar thing happened with me. I was called to explain some poetry. I don't remember exactly, but the feeling you get when people actually listen to you, it was amazing. Of course, I was shivering. I talked about this in my previous conversation with this guy Sonu, and we discussed that how public speaking is something which you have to work on to get better.
Yes, yes.
So
Actually, I've
it's
been in rebel class
hmm,
for a month.
for a month.
Yes, and this speaking comes from there. Actually, they teach you how to speak, body language, hand movements. So it comes from there.
Hmm.
And I remember I was in 10th that time. So
Oh.
it was for only 1 month, and then I have to admission in college for 11th and 12th grade. So I have to move from there, and then I joined the announcer classes.
Yes.
And I think in 12th grade we joined the spoken class.
I was there since 11th. I'm not sure whether you joined in 11th or 12th, but you had been to Rebel,
Rebel, yes.
and then you came to another
Yes,
classes. But it was for first time, like on a stage, speaking
Yeah,
publicly.
first
That was first moment for
yeah.
me.
I'm saying that the speaking,
Mm.
they
Like you already had exposure.
Yeah. So that is speaking, how to speak and loud and the flows. I learned from there. But
Yes.
of course, I'm not able to speak the grammars or the spoke. I mean, making sentences. So if when I joined the spoken class, it comes from there. Matlab, I mean,
A lot of credit goes to Anand sir, in simple words. If he's watching that, a lot of credit goes to him.
Of course, of course.
I think the best part of our class was that the freedom we got, right? I mean, every
Yes,
day.
yes, we can talk anything, anywhere. No, not anywhere.
But the
And
topics, like
yeah,
there was no restriction,
yeah,
and we used
you
to.
can ask anything.
Yes.
Yeah. But
And yes.
you always chose the stage. I mean, that was very.
Alright, alright, go on, go on.
Leave it.
And my favorite part was, of course, going to the stage and people asking questions.
Yeah.
And what was your favorite part of that class?
Same. I mean, who wants to be in the
Yes, to be asking
crowd?
questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone wants to be on the stage on front of people who are leading, speaking. So
That was your favorite part.
but in the starting, it was a fear that how because I am not able. I'm still not able. Like I have not been practicing speaking for past few years, and I want to, but still there is a hesitation, and I think it's depend on environment.
Of course.
I was in Delhi for my study, so I there is no that uh, environment for speaking and all because I'm studying the different thing.
Of course, you have to study your
Yeah,
syllabus.
syllabus. So, but still, you invite me, and I practiced a lot. My
The thing is that I have been inviting everyone who was in that class with us in our batch because I know you guys were great. And thanks to you, like because of you guys, I was able to say whatever I wanted to. If somebody is not able to understand you, then what's the use of talking about those things?
Yeah, in a starting, you have approached me, and I told you that of course I want to, but I'm not. There is a hesitation of my own self, like how do I speak, how
Yes.
I came across while speaking, how do I look. So that's the fear everyone feel, I guess.
I totally relate with that. I mean, of course, I was scared, and I think you must. I remember I used to be very annoying. I used to talk about anime books,
Yes.
right? That's what I used to do. But whenever somebody talked about camera or being on social media, I used to like no, I should not be there. But this thing is very new for me. So the feeling I got when I was on the stage, this is the kind of feeling I'm getting here. Like it's a different challenge. You have to speak, and of course, the judgment is there, right? Of course.
That's the biggest fear, like how people will like we all know people are not kind outside.
Of course,
They are
especially
not
on social media.
yes, so judgments issue everyone faces, like in every field, not in speaking, in every field in your life you.
Yes.
So judgment is always
Judgment
there.
is gonna be there, right?
There.
You just have to learn.
Step. So do you face
Judgment. Of course, even drinking coffee, people are talking that, Roshan, you should not be drinking coffee while talking. And I was like, dude, I'm at my home. I remember I was talking to this lady, she's a teacher, Manju ma'am. So I was in my room.
Okay.
It was cozy. I was kind of tired, so I wanted to have some caffeine. I was drinking coffee, and then I floated it. And a guy wrote down, Roshan, you should not be drinking coffee in front of a senior. Like I don't know the etiquette there,
Why
but
not? I mean,
and they don't tell you exactly why you should not do that, right? If somebody is telling you that Priyadarshini should not do this, so
Why?
exactly tell me why I should not do this,
Why?
right?
Yes.
And apart from it, I also mostly I get positive feedbacks that you are doing great.
Yes,
I'm
I have
learning.
seen that you have nice comments and people are really being kind to you.
Mhm. That's one thing why I'm continuing it. And the biggest challenge was for me to approach people. Like what if they are going to deny that I will not join you? So I was scared of it, but thanks to Sudha, Farhan, Rahul, they are very close to me and they accepted it right away. So I thought, I need to approach some more people. And I'm not going to talk about Ritu here. She has abused me. Ritu, if you are watching it, I'm sorry, Ritu, I approached you. I always thought that you were very cool because you were the only person there who read. Like apart from our syllabus, you were the only person who was reading anything.
Yeah.
So I thought that we should talk about reading here. Like I wanted to have a different section for that. And I'm one of those annoying guys. If he's doing something, he will talk about it. Like right now, I'm so invested in reading. that people might find it annoying, but it is helping me. So I in every conversation, I try to bring it that I have to talk about
So,
it.
do you remember all those things, whatever you have read?
Like in most cases, I do. Like not every detail, but I do remember whatever I'm reading.
Okay, that's great. Like back in 12th, I was really into reading like a lot, but eventually I stopped reading fully. But whatever I read, I didn't remember a thing, a bit of it. But hopefully, not hopefully, fortunately, I'm back into it. So I already told you, mentioned you that I have read some 3 or 4 books, which was great so far. So that's
it. And because of you, I was introduced to Khalil Gibran. I think you had
they have the pocket of
pocket size.
yeah, the combos. Remember, my first book was The Alchemist.
Same. I think
Anand sir.
Anand sir.
Yeah,
Of course.
Anand sir.
So, how was your experience reading The Alchemist?
It was, I mean, the dream.
The dream part was relatable.
Yes. In usual life, normal life, we don't actually uh, attention to our dream, but that was something like
Something new.
yes, and people that he's running behind his dream for
Actually,
following his dream. That was great. I like that book. I
You have
didn't
forgotten
remember.
most part of it. So at the moment, I think you are reading Murakami.
Yes.
Kafka on the Shore.
Yes.
Right. So how is it going for you?
It is going great so far. And like I have watched reviews of that book, and people are saying that I'm the person who want answer straight away. Like what is the storyline is, how the all plot lines fit together. But I don't think it's going anywhere. Like talking about the book, there is two stories going at the same time, but different timelines. Yes, and there is so many guesses like what is the storyline or how all plot lines fit together in the book. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't.
Yes.
So it's been great so far. I don't know where it goes.
This is the beauty of, I would say, Murakami. The way he writes his book, like you can guess some part of it, but at the end of the day, in the ending, or as the story is about to end, it will all make sense that why this thing had happened. Like a mystery kind of thing.
Acha.
And then there is magical surrealism, like there is real life and there is element of magic there too.
Yeah.
So
I have heard that Murakami did not provide explanation of his books, and
Of course.
I mean he's the writer. Basically, get a blank paper and write whatever comes in mind. But I don't know after reading Murakami what will happen.
What will happen? Right.
So I like a writer at least have a common idea that
Kind of target.
of important themes which what writer want us to understand. So I like that type of books, and I don't know Murakami. I mean, it is bizarre, but it's not boring.
Of course, it's not boring.
Yeah.
And I won't recommend if somebody is below 18, please don't read Murakami. Priya, I'm kind of opposite to you when it comes to reading.
Yeah.
I like to go completely blind into something. Right? For example, I had no idea what Murakami was. Like I knew that he's a good author because of the reviews I had also heard, but I always skip the part where people mention what kind of a story he writes. So I went completely blind, and the name appealed to me, Kafka. Kafka is one of my favorite authors, and because of that, I read and I was like, dude, I need to continue it.
So you've read Norwegian Wood?
Yes, I have.
How it was for you? Don't give me a spoiler.
I will not spoil you. I have talked about that book here. I guess Norwegian Wood, I have talked about it. And again, it is more bizarre than Kafka on the Shore. But it is, I would say, in future, in upcoming time, it will become classic. Because the kind of things he had written and the protagonist, the main character, I won't say I was able to relate much part of it, but the part with reading, being, struggling with his thoughts, that part was very relatable.
I sort of like it because it also depends on our age. Like we are in that age where we want so many. I mean, we want to open up our thoughts. Like if you get anything, so maybe I like it.
Of course, you like it, and the main character is of around our age, so you are going to enjoy it. So you have been living in Delhi,
Yes.
and you mentioned Mahila Haat. the place where we get cheap books. So how was your experience exploring Wayanad?
It was, oh my God, it was like little treasure hunt.
Of course it is.
I mean, there's so many books you can buy in cheap prices. I almost buy sets of 6 or 8 books. I also buy up some cheap notes there. Me and my friends. She told me not to go for everything. You should be listed what you want to. So I almost spent 2K there
All your
buying
savings.
books, all my savings.
And what about your other media preferences? Apart from reading, do you try something else?
I watch YouTube a lot. Like
YouTube.
I watch podcasts and stand-up comedies. I watch YouTube a lot. I mean, there is so many things you can watch there, and I'm the person who don't stick to one thing. Like I like exploring, so I do that.
You should watch Sasta Podcast. There is this guy who talks about books.
Okay.
And invite people, and he talks about only books, right? And English learning. You should watch that.
You know what? I watch short films there.
Short films.
Yes, and people are so creative. Oh my God. There is a series I want to tell you that Lomad, called Lomad.
Lomad.
Do you like thriller movies?
Of course I do. Who doesn't like thrillers?
Go and watch Lomad.
Lomad.
It is wow, the work. The director and the writer was the same person, and and the main character was who write it all.
So everything was done by him.
Done by him, and it's a great work. You should watch it.
I'll check it out. And do you have any suggestion tips for learning English for the viewers who have watched this video so far?
What should I say? I mean, what I do, I'll go for it. Like for learning English, I must say think in English.
Think.
Because if you start from thinking in Hindi and translating into English, it's take a lot of time.
Yes.
And there, before it, the anxiety comes there.
That whether I'm speaking correctly or not.
Yes. So start. I'm not good. People can see me. I'm not, like, I have not been practicing English so far, but I want to improve and I will. So think in English and keep learning, keep speaking, keep talking.
Yes.
Do you get pressure? Like, it's depend on mood. Everyone has moods. So it's maybe you get you don't want to do this or you don't want to talk. Abhi, aisa kuch?
Yes, it happens like always. But talking is something I enjoy. For this, I don't have to put much effort. I can come here and talk. But as soon as that solo thing comes, where I have to write down, kind of script things, editing part is really annoying. For example, nowadays.
How you learn it?
I'm learning it. I haven't learned it. I'm still learning it every day.
You are doing all it by yourself.
Yes, I have been approached by different people that they want me to pay them, but I don't have that. You could say I don't have that financial freedom to hire people right now. So that's why I'm learning, and hopefully I will find my creative spark and do some solo things too.
Thank you so much for inviting, Atlas.
So thank you, Priya. Thank you.